Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of At the Movies with William Fletcher. As per usual, I am your host, William Fletcher, and I am joined for the first episode of 2026 by Mr. Harry Jobson, as I am on many occasions.
He's back. Yeah, no, another year. New year, same podcast.
A new year, year 6, season 6 of this show. Still going strong, I'd say. And so this is the review of the year for 2025, part 2. If you didn't listen to last week's episode, go back and listen to that one. This week is going to be the second half of 2025 from July to December. And we've got a lot of films to talk about, so we're going to really try and get through this quickly, as fast as we can, and try and make sure this is under 3 hours, because it's way too hot to be recording. All right, so first one I've got on the list here, Jurassic World Rebirth. I don't know if I've left this in a previous episode or not, but I know, Harry, you and I, you have said that if I'm remembering correctly, Jurassic World Dominion, you walked out of.
Yeah, it sucked ass. It was so bad. It was one of the only films that I ever walked out of. There was a few others that I really wanted to, but like,
I was gonna say, I remember you said in the past Space Jam 2.
Yeah,
I don't remember
Space Jam. That film sucks.
I don't remember if you said you walked out of it or if you were like going, or you considered walking out of it. I don't remember, like.
I went to walk out of it and I ended up just going to the bathroom because I was like, my brothers are here, like I can't just leave. But I hated it. I hated it. But yeah, Jurassic World Dominion, I was with friends and I was just like, I'm just going to sit outside.
Do you remember how far you got into the movie before you gave up on it, or do you like?
I literally got to borderline the end of the film. Like, it was maybe the last 3 to 4 minutes where I was like, "Oh, this is just gonna be like."
So you didn't walk out like halfway through or anything. Okay.
No, I definitely took like liberal time with going to bathrooms and stuff, but I know that I wasn't like.
Okay.
I wasn't going to be missing that. It was right after when the fucking dinosaur opened its eye. Like, it's still alive. That was the exact moment I got up.
It's the sort of like fake out death.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, this dinosaur's going to be fine, and it was fine. And yeah, I walked out.
I mean, you didn't join me for the Jurassic Park episodes when I did those, because I covered the Jurassic Park films when Dominion was coming out, in fact. But I mean, I think, look, everybody loves Jurassic Park, right? I don't think I've ever met someone who said, yes, the first one, and kind of only the first one. I mean, I like the first 2 Jurassic World films.
I really don't think, the first Jurassic World isn't that bad.
But the Lost World Jurassic Park is shit. Jurassic Park 3 is not very good. I enjoy Jurassic World, the first one. I really don't think Fallen Kingdom is like that bad. Dominion, I don't really care for, and then Rebirth, which did you see this one, or did you?
Yeah, I did. No, I watched it.
I was like, I can't imagine you paid to see this movie. Like,
no way.
I was like, there's no way. If Harry did watch this, there's no way he went to like the cinema and paid to see this. I mean, it didn't do. People weren't really a fan of it. I don't think it didn't do particularly well, like review wise. Which, I mean, it's not particularly great, but I mean, did anybody really expect it to be a particularly great film? Like, I don't. Like, yeah, I mean, Harry, I assume you hated it.
Yeah, it sucks. It's a really bad film.
I don't like. Look, I didn't hate watching it, but it was just like, man, they really should have just made one of these films and then just sort of said, "Nah, we're done." But
yeah,
that is not how the industry works. Do you remember like anything of this film? Like, is there anything that you can like?
Scarlett Johansson's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It
Yep.
was like I did like that sort of bait and switch callback with the lab, where it was like, oh yeah, it looked like it's a lab, and oh no, a piece. I think it was like, what was it, like a chunk of debris?
It was a.
Like,
It was a fucking
made
like
the fucking
Snickers
world.
wrapper.
Yeah. Someone just like a bit of litter, like fucking just.
This flight goes
then,
into the.
and then you got like a full like time skip, and like we live in a world now where like dinosaurs, and something to do with like making a medicine. And then there's evil guys and there's good guys and sacrifice, but the sacrifice actually didn't die, and it was just sort of like.
Can I just say one of the biggest problems I have with this film is this new dinosaur they've introduced looks like
it's so ugly.
It's one of those ugly designed things I've ever seen, and
it doesn't even look menacing. It just looks sort of like gross. It looks like a fucking beluga whale.
Yeah, it's like it's got that like sort of like mushroom shaped like skull, you know, like
yeah, yeah, just like little bulbous head.
Little bolt like the Pachyosaurus. who looked at that design and said, yeah, that's a good design. Let's use that.
Yeah,
like,
no clue.
And I think like it's just like the visual effects in these like Jurassic World films, like they're fine, but they don't even compare to the original Jurassic Park, from the fucking 1993. Like, and that shouldn't happen, by the way. Like, this is a film that it should be able to like look better. We've had 30 years of improvements on CGI, and it just looks terrible. And I think it's kind of unforgivable that because if I'm to look up the budget of this film, which I will do now, this just shouldn't it should look so much better than this. Like, it cost 180 to 225 million dollars on this film. I don't know where they spent that money because it doesn't look like that. Like, you watch something like Avengers Endgame or Avengers Infinity War, you see all those dollars. Okay, you see the dollars on the screen.
It's one of these films where I just start to go like, one of those fucking just why? You would not exist outside of the IP of Jurassic. Like it is kind of an awful movie but it's got Jurassic in the title.
That's the thing. Is like this film made $869.1 million. Okay,
yeah,
like
and
it's like it's only making that much money because it's and like when I saw this, because I did go to see this in the cinema. Which, by the way, when I went to see this, something was wrong with like the speakers, so you could barely hear the audio. Like the dialogue was very, very low, very mumbly. Like you could hear it like sort of the other sounds quite fine and quite easily, but it was just something about and then my mum, because I went to see it with my mum, and she like went out and they fixed it, and it was just like, man, I feel like that almost says something about the movie just as a whole, honestly.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I'm just wondering, I'm just wondering how much they gave Scarlett Johansson to do this film, because I'm like, I mean, I guess she can't be that cheap to get for I don't know.
Yeah, she's gonna have some sort of like.
So she was reportedly paid between 15 million and 20 million. Which, I mean, that's pretty. That's barely a dent in that budget, though.
Yeah,
because it's not like there's any other really big names in it. Like she's like the big. I mean, you've got Mahershala Ali, 2-time Oscar winner, and Jonathan Bailey. But I guess this was before Jonathan Bailey really blew up. I just think they just need to let it rest. Honestly, I think they just need to say this is done now.
Yeah, because I feel like it is.
because there's nothing new. And the problem is they won't, because it made a lot of money, so they're gonna do another one in a few years. Like, honestly, I think they're probably just gonna keep pumping these films out every, like, 3 years or so, because they're guaranteed box office. Regardless of quality, they're guaranteed box office. And that's just kind of the problem. I really don't have much to say on it, though. Like, I give it a very low 6 out of 10, which is very generous, I will say. But sort of in the moment, I didn't really have a problem, like, watching it. It's just, like, the film, it did nothing for me, and it's just kind of like, why am I watching this? Why should I care?
That's me saying, it's a 5. Like, it because
Yeah.
realistically, I watched it and I wasn't like crying.
It didn't anger you in the way that the last one did.
No, I thought it was actually like somewhat a little long, but like relatively entertaining. But
Also,
it's also just sort of like,
I will say I did like the boat sequence where there's like they're in that inflatable raft going down the river.
That felt very Jurassic-like.
And I mean, that's And basically, the other reason I like that is because that's from like the original book, and they didn't put in the original film. So it's just like it was like that nostalgia thing of like, hey, it's that thing I know from that thing I like. Let's move on because there's so many more films. Next up is Superman. We did a big Superman retrospective to talk about to tie into James Gunn's Superman. I mean, I saw it at the cinema. I think I saw it the weekend it came out. So very big, very packed screening. I mean, I went in with decently high expectations. I don't remember how you felt when we talked about this.
I was pretty keen. I'm quite a big fan of James Gunn.
I went in with very very decently high expectations. I was I was I think I said when we talked about the other Superman films, like, if James Gunn can't make a good superhero, like a good Superman film, then no one can. Like, there's just no point. And I basically said I'm just never gonna watch films again if this is bad. Like honestly, I was like, this film needs to be good. Like, I need this film to be good to because I genuinely will be quite disappointed if it's bad. So that's so that's pretty high expectations for me going into this film. I mean, I don't know, maybe you don't agree with me, but I thought it was very good. I was very pleased with it, and it gives me a lot of faith in what James Gunn is going to do with the DCU. Because I was kind of like, not that I wasn't excited or interested to see his DCU, but I did just think like, man, I don't know, man, the cinematic universe thing, it's kind of done now. You know, Marvel, they've lost me to a degree. So but and I say this as someone who still loves Marvel. You know, a lot of what Marvel's done is just like there's too much of that, and they lost me because they just tried doing too much. But I was really really happy with it, and well, we'll get into it more, of course. But I mean, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I love Superman. It was so good. Like, genuinely, I love the pacing down to like the general theme and vibe. I know I heard a lot of criticisms about Corn Sweat Superman just being like a bit more sensitive and a bit more goofy. Like, like that hurts me when you say that and stuff like that.
But, when she
like,
says Superman would be super shit, he just gets really
yeah. And it's like people saying, "Oh, Superman would never be that like, I guess, emotionally immature." But I'm like, yes, he would. These are just people that have only watched the original Superman film and thought, "Oh yeah, that is Superman."
Mm.
I think it's such a great like take on the character that we haven't really gotten yet. We've had like, in a world where we've just been like exposed to so much Superman is evil. What if Superman was evil?
Yeah, which is so lazy, by the way. Can I just say,
Yeah.
like, The Boys does it with Homeland, and look, Anthony Starr is fantastic in The Boys as Homelander. Like, that's a great performance, but it's like I'm kind of tired of seeing like, whoa, what if Superman was evil? And it's just like because there's nothing new to do with it because everyone just does it now. It's like it's not. It doesn't give me something I haven't seen already because I've seen it. Yeah, I think for me it was a refreshingly positive and like upbeat superhero film, which I feel like we haven't gotten that like recently. Certainly not as much as I feel like we maybe should.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. It definitely just feels like this is what we needed. And yes, there are discussions. I know a lot of people are upset about like in the film it does sort of get like geopolitical, but the people that are criticizing that are like it's a superhero film. I don't know why it needs to be discussing like geopolitics as if it's Israel and Palestine. And I'm like, every superhero film in the modern age does. Like that whole like
Yeah.
second phase of Marvel was talking about like geopolitics and law. And
Yeah.
like the
I
law
mean,
around
yeah, the
superheroes.
first
But like
Iron
what are
Man
we talking
yeah.
about?
Like the first Iron Man film is set on the back of the Iran or is it Afghanistan? No, it's the Afghanistan war.
Conflict, yeah.
Yeah, and like I mean, Captain America, the First Avenger, is inherently political because it's about World War II, and he like
Civil
punches Hitler.
Civil
Like,
War, like Age of
yeah,
Ultron. Like what are we
yeah,
talking like
yeah, and it's like also like if you're gonna get upset for a film because of the Israel, like Palestine stand-ins, it's very like indicative of like who you are as a person. If you can watch that and say, "Oh yeah, that's like Israel," and this film's criticizing Israel, and it's like, really, So you think it's like Israel's doing, not like it's just that weird thing where it's like people outing themselves as just like, oh, you're okay with the genocide, like it was this weird thing, and there was the like Ben Shapiro doing a fucking review, which is just like the most moronic, stupid review I've ever seen, but like all of his film reviews are because he's like a failed screenwriter. He doesn't understand how films work. And I think David Corenswet is fantastic in that role. I think
yeah.
that he kind of just embodies what Superman is, and I like that. Because nothing against Henry Cavill, I do feel bad for Henry Cavill to a degree because he really kind of got screwed over with bad writing, which is I think which is the problem with his Superman is it's just very badly written by someone who didn't actually care about Superman. This is just kind of this is what Superman kind of is and
Yeah.
like should be.
And I
Um,
like because it's so good. It's so refreshing to have like a good Superman again, where I'm like really involved in the character. I love sort of the inclusion of more traditional, like one not only tying into Supergirl, which I am excited for, with but like also the side characters of like Jimmy and stuff, where it's just like they actually have like a little bit of character to them. They have their own things that
yeah,
they're actually doing. They have a reason to exist in the world
yeah,
outside of just like moments where he's directly talking to them. And I think that that's so
mm,
important, not only for world building, but it also just makes like an entertaining and well paced movie. If the characters have purpose, which
mm.
I feel like for so long in the superhero movie, like in superhero movies, but specifically Superman, they were typically just like people to save instead of like
Yeah, like
characters with motivation.
this is like the first time that Lois Lane has felt like a character rather than a set piece and a prop. Um,
Yeah, exactly.
like she actually does shit in the narrative and is like an actual character. And I think Rachel Brosnan's and David Corenswet's chemistry, I think, is a big part of selling that too. Is because I don't. Again, this is definitely partly down to the writing, but I never found that Henry Cavill and Amy Adams had any chemistry with each other as Lois and
Yeah,
Clark. Um, and they really have that chemistry here with David and Rachel. I think they really work well together. And we've not mentioned Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, which is fantastic. He's just and I love that he's just an unabashed evil villain. Like, he's just doing this because he doesn't like Superman. He is rage baiting and fucking with this guy because he doesn't like him. And that's great, because I feel like so often now villains are like, oh, they have to have this tragic backstory. You have to feel sorry for them, and yeah, and it's just like, I don't know. Sometimes I kind of just want a villain who's just a dick for no reason. Like, that's funny. Like that's enjoyable to watch. Like, I don't have an issue with that, because why can't we have that? Like, it's a silly, like superheroes are inherently kind of silly. So let's embrace that. And yeah, I thought Nicholas Hoult was excellent in this. Probably my favorite Lex Luthor.
By far, like, not just shit on Jesse Eisenberg, but
I mean, yeah, we've even got like the Justice Gang, as they call themselves, which is I was really, really happy with it, and they've already put a sequel into production. It'll be out next year, which I'm looking forward to, because from what I've gathered, it seems to be Superman and Lex are gonna like team up, which I think is an interesting way to go, because I do enjoy that. That's sort of like an arc thing that I like, where you have like a hero and a villain teaming up together to deal with a greater threat than themselves. Like, I think that's really a fun dynamic to play with.
Yeah, I mean,
and yeah, also Supergirl introduced, and I was like, yep, I'm on board with this. Like, it's pretty much it. Like, just that, like, not even 5 minutes in, and I'm like, yep, all right, I love this character already. I'm gonna see that film now. I really, really liked it. I give it a very solid 8 out of 10. I really, really enjoyed it. And it gives, I have more faith in this franchise now, because this is the starting point. And I'm like, this is a good starting point, because I think they needed to get this right. Superman needed to be good to really establish the tone of this. Like, if I didn't like this film, then I wouldn't have cared anymore. And I would have been like, okay, I'm done with this, because if you can't get Superman to work, and like, I know there's like Batman, and they are doing a Batman film, but also I've seen enough takes on Batman now where I'm kind of like, I don't need Batman, really. I've seen a lot of good takes of Batman. I don't need Batman. And I mean, you're not a big fan of Batman as a character anyway, so you don't really care. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next, which I believe will be Supergirl. I don't know when this Green Lantern show they're doing is supposed to come out, if that'll come out first. And we've also they're doing a Clayface movie this year, which I'm actually quite interested in seeing what they do with that. But yeah, a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, like, I was a huge fan of sort of the tone they set initially, and how it's going to work as a stepping stone to James Gunn's work with the DCEU. I'm a really big fan of this iteration of Superman. I saw it like 3 to 4 times this year. I was a big fan. Like, I really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, I give it like a solid 8 out of 10. I think, it can get a little bit draggy in very certain points of the film, but I also think you get great sequences with like all of the Justice Gang and that sort of thing. So I just, like, each individual character has their own shining moment.
Just quickly mention, there's that scene sort of towards the second half of the movie where Mr. Terrific, he's got Lois in like this like force field, and you get that long one take of him. That was a really fun scene, and James Gunn loves his. I mean, with Guardians 3, he had that massive, like, long take in the hallway with everyone, which was one of the best scenes of that film. So he does enjoy a good long take action sequence. But then moving on to Happy Gilmore 2. I don't really have much to say on this one personally.
Yeah, this would be quick.
I didn't know. By the way, I thought it was very strange, and I didn't know this, that they just killed Julie Bowen's character off.
Just at the very start of the film, like immediately.
Yeah, I was like, why would you do that?
She was a big part of the promotional material as well, which was so interesting.
Yeah, well, I had no idea until I started watching it, and I'm like, why would you? I was like, that's half the reason I was watching this, was because Claire from Modern Family was in it, and now
Claire
she's not.
from Modern Family, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I'm just like, great, I now have significantly less interest in this film because you killed off the reason I was going to watch it. But yeah, I mean, I have no real nostalgia connected to Happy Gilmore, the first one, so I wasn't like, look, I'm sure if you grew up loving Happy Gilmore, watching that film a lot, you'd probably think this is terrible. I thought it was fine. There were a few moments where I was watching it where I did kind of laugh, and I was like, that's kind of funny. But there was nothing laugh out loud funny. But I mean, look, I've seen worse Adam Sandler films. Like, this is far, far from the worst film Adam Sandler's ever made. So I'll give it that credit. I've seen worse from him.
Yeah, no, so have I. Like, I really didn't think it was too bad. I did grow up loving Happy Gilmore. Like, being a big comedy film fan, Happy Gilmore is a great comedy film. But I thought for a legacy sequel, this was completely fine. There wasn't much more you could have probably done with Julie Bowen's character. I think giving Adam Sandler's character a bit of depth of being like a widow, if widow's the correct term.
I think it applies to men and women,
like unisex. Yeah. But yeah, I thought it worked well. Motivations of him and his daughters. Of course, he's a girl dad. It featured a lot of family in this film, like a lot of his family. Clearly, he just made it with a bunch of his friends and celebrity cameos as much as they could. I just thought it was kind of fine.
Yeah. Like I was genuinely surprised by the cameos. I sat there watching and I'm like, fucking hell, I knew there was a lot of cameos, but Jesus Christ. Like, there's so many, like, I just sat there being like, there's so many fucking people in this film. Like, you've got Haley Joel Osment in there, you've got Steve Buscemi, you've got Margaret Qualley, you've got, like, literally, I'm just looking, like, there's Guy Fieri, there's Sean Evans, Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee. Like, so many. It's ridiculous. I was just like, man, there can't be any more cameos, right? And then Eminem is in it. Like, what is?
I actually quite liked his role in it.
It took me a second. I'm like, that voice is very familiar, and I'm like, oh, wait a second, that's Eminem, because he's got a very distinct voice. Does Eminem? And it took me a second. I was like, who is this guy? And I'm like,
he talks like he raps. He's like, I'm going to punch you, fool. And then I'm going to and I'm like, oh, fucking, yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, I didn't hate it, but I mean, I only kind of watched it because of the podcast. It wasn't like a real, like, oh man, I look forward to watching that. But I don't, it wasn't bad. I've seen worse films, let me say.
Yeah, I really thought it could have been worse. Like, it was okay. It was just like a solid legacy sequel. It was funny when it needed to be, but nothing crazy. Solid 7 out of 10 for me. I just thought it was like 6 out of 10. I thought it was good. Like it was quite shallow, and it's a Netflix movie. You can feel it in its core. But
yeah, I mean, yeah, I give it a 5 out of 10. But it was fine. But don't really have much on it. Following that, Fantastic Four: First Steps. like I was looking forward to seeing it, but I wasn't like super super excited to see it. I was like, I just kind of need it to be like good and to work, and it'll be the best Fantastic Four film we've ever had.
And it was, except for the fact that like the baby just looked fucking awful.
Oh my god, I was watching it and I'm like, man, that baby, like, at a certain point I was like, I understand you can't use like an actual baby because, you know, safety and shit, but like, fuck me, it didn't look it looked so fake, and I was like, I can't get on board with this because it's so clearly fake. Like, I can obviously empathize with the whole, like, you don't want your kid, you know, lose your kid and everything. And I get that. But there was this thing of sort of like, it just didn't, I don't know, I just didn't feel like, because I was sort of thinking in my head, like, will they, I was like, there's no way they'd actually give up the child. Like, that would be too interesting. And, like, they won't do that because why would they do that? And I was like, oh god. So it just didn't, there wasn't really any tension to it because I'm like, I just don't believe they're actually gonna, you know, do anything with it.
I thought to showcase a lot of the characters, like them as a core and their dynamic, I thought was good. Like, I thought that all worked well. I just thought, yeah, the exterior, like, I like Galactus as a character, and it just feels like we can't. Like, even this version of him just felt a bit,
Yeah, and I mean, the actor they've got playing Galactus, I love, because he's from the UK office, and he's got a really like deep, like booming voice. And I'm like, that's perfect for Galactus. I liked the film. I think it was good. I just was like, look, I'll say it. It's it's not my favorite. It's not. I prefer Thunderbolts, which I wouldn't have predicted saying at the beginning of last year. I would not have thought, oh yeah, I'll think Thunderbolts is the best Marvel film from that year. I like Pedro Pascal, you know, despite the internet trying to tell me he's a bad person and trying to cancel him. I like Pedro Pascal. I think I like Pedro Pascal. I mean, do you have any strong? I mean,
no, he's alright. I feel like, yeah, besides him trying to be in literally everything all the time.
The end credit scene with Doom, it just kind of was a bit shit.
Yeah.
I was like, look, there's no way you couldn't get, like, like...
Just seeing a cloak and a mask, and I'm just like, oh. It came from nowhere. There was zero, like, reference. There was, like...
I was thinking, like, what if they probably wouldn't have been able to just because of how the internet is, but what if, like, they hadn't said, oh, by the way, Robert Downey Jr. is coming back, and, like, that's when you see him for the first time.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Like, that would have been just like that's the thing, right? Is it's like I would have really liked to see it, like, because of it, but it's like, obviously, why would they do that? You know, because they'd have to be like, well, actually, no, they could have even announced, like, oh yeah, by the way, we're doing Doctor Doom for Doomsday, but they don't say who Doom is, and then that's how we find out at post-credit scene. Because I would have been like, oh, okay. I mean, I give this a 7, which, I mean, that does make it the best Fantastic Four film we've had. I did enjoy it. I wanted to like it more, though. It being good, it was good enough for me to not be disappointed with it. I wanted, it could have been better, and it should have been better.
Yeah, I'm the same. I give it a 7. Yeah, I preferred Thunderbolt. About even for me. I think that like, giving characters like, I literally forgot, Jimmy Storm.
Oh yeah,
Johnny Storm. Shit,
Jimmy Storm.
Yeah, Johnny Storm. I thought that, like, yeah, I like that he has a bit more depth as character. I like the sort of more light-hearted version of the thing as well, but also giving himself some motivation. And I'm like, or giving that character a bit more individual motivation. Obviously, it's very much the Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic movie, but I still think it's quite good. Like, I give it a 7. It's definitely worth a watch. Like, if you wanted something newer from Marvel that's quite good and will actually mean something.
I mean, yeah, it's set in a completely different universe, which I actually do like, because they can kind of just create whatever the fuck they want with it, which I like. I think that's good. I think giving, like, because they're not restricted to, okay, we have to tie it into this, and this. It can be its own thing.
It can't be in this time period without Captain America being mentioned or around.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, like, the technology with the retro futurism stuff, like, you couldn't do that. So I like that it gave them the freedom to do something a bit different, because I think that's fine. Like, honestly, I genuinely think you could probably show Fantastic Four First Steps to someone who's never seen another MCU film, and it's pretty much like they could watch it and enjoy it. Like, so next up was Nobody 2. I think I went in. The first trailer looked decent, but I was like, it's not the same director though doing it, so I was a bit skeptical. But I mean, I liked this a lot more than I thought I would. I do not think it is as good as the first one, which I think is one of the best action films of the past like 5 years. But I did really, really enjoy it, and as from what I understand, Bob Odenkirk wants to kind of keep making these films every few years or so, and let him, honestly, because I was pretty happy with this one. Yeah, I mean, I think Bob Odenkirk, he's still very good in that role. I mean, I think Bob Odenkirk is a fantastic actor. I think he's. I mean, like, I don't think I've ever seen Bob Odenkirk not be good in something. Like, even if he's in like a bad film, he's still good in it. I will say I liked the action itself in this film, but there weren't any, like, there was no real standout action sequence. Like the first film had that bus action sequence, which is fantastic, and this film didn't really have that. There was no real standout sequence where I was like, oh, that's the really great action, set piece.
Yeah, I mean, it just felt pretty, like, solid as a sequel. It didn't really feel like overtly dynamic or different from the first film. But that's not, like, that sort of fits in this sort of genre that the John Wick films have created now, where it's like from the producers of this, where it's very much all similar. But like, I thought it was good. Bob Odenkirk.
I mean, I'll say this is better than any of the John Wick films quite easily. Like, no, it's very solid action film, but it is like a step down for me from that first film, which I think is an outstanding action film. Honestly, agreed. It's pretty good. I mean, I give it a low 8 out of 10. Which, it could go down to a 7 on a rewatch. I don't think it would. It's like, it won't go up, for example. Like, it's still good though. I still did really enjoy it.
Yeah, that's a good rating. Mine's a strong 7. The reason it's not higher is probably because it doesn't really do much to develop the world of, like, that they're trying to build. Not that everything needs to always try to build a world, but I'm just like holding it to the standard of a sequel as well. Because, like, standalone, it's like you could probably just watch this film and not have watched the first one and be completely fine. Which I think it can sometimes be great, but I just thought it could have done a little bit more. I don't know.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It doesn't really further anything, which I kind of feel like you kind of need to do with a sequel.
Yeah, well, it depends on how you sort of, like, justify a sequel system.
Yeah. But then after that was Honey Don't.
I haven't seen this one.
I don't really have much to say on it. We talked about No Country for Old Men to tie into this one. I'm a really big Coen Brothers fan. I think they're great. I thought it was like fine. It was very much a pastiche of sort of old school murder mysteries. It was fine. I really liked Chris Evans in it. I thought he was clearly having a lot of fun with it. I like Margaret Qualley. I think she's one of the best actors one of the best female actors certainly working right now. I think she's great in I think pretty much everything I've ever seen her in. I don't have much on it though because it's very it's fine, but it didn't leave that much of an impression on me. Despite that I did I thought it was fun and everything, but it didn't do much to blow me away and to really leave an impression on me, really. I mean, I give it a 6. Then after that was the Thursday Murder Club, which again, Harry, I don't think you saw this one.
No, I didn't get the chance. No, I have no recollection of this one. No.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's fine. I like the. I haven't read the book, but I've heard the book is very good. That is based on. You've got Pierce Brosnan and Ben Kingsley and Helen Mirren in it. You've got David Tennant in there in a supporting part. It's sort of a very sort of it's the kind of film that's made for like old people to just sort of sit in, sit in on they're lazing about on like a Sunday afternoon. They don't really want to do anything, and they just you just need something to put on to just enjoy, and just you don't really need to think about it too much, and you can have a good time with it. It's very quaint, it's very charming, but it's the kind of film where it's like I don't feel a need to watch it again, even though I did enjoy watching it. But I give that one a 7. After that, we did Spinal Tap, because the sequel, Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. That was the subtitle, right?
Yeah, The End Continues. Yeah. I thought it was okay.
Yeah. Well, the director Rob Reiner died very recently. I'm assuming you heard about this, but I mean, maybe you.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and very tragic circumstances.
Yeah.
It was a real. It was a real shock. Like, no one saw that happening, because why would you? It's a horrific thing to have happened. And it's quite a depressing story.
But yeah,
and there is a weird and unfortunate almost poetry to it, though. Like, his last film was Spinal Tap, and his first film was Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
It's sort of those films bookending.
Yeah.
Which there's something like, I don't want to say nice, because that doesn't feel like the right word, but there's like
it's sort of a takeaway from a bad situation that you can sort of just go coincidence, like
it's a very unfortunate coincidence. Yeah, but to get into it, I mean, I don't remember us being massively into
Spinal Tap. Yeah,
the first Spinal Tap. I thought it was very okay, and it sort of popularized the mockumentary format. Well, I don't know if it popularized it rather more than it just was one of the earliest things to do it. And it's a real like cult favorite, for a certain group of people. And I mean, I didn't have any problems with it, but this sequel I thought was okay. I definitely preferred the first one. It felt I don't know. I don't think this film necessarily gave me anything that I didn't get from the first one, besides like, oh, there's an Elton John cameo and he gets crushed by a piano.
Yeah,
but
I didn't like. It was okay. Again, it's one of those like long span sequels that I just thought like, yeah, it serves the job similar to Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah, no, it's that kind of thing where it's like if you grew up loving Spinal Tap, you'll probably really love this because it's bringing back these characters that you love and everything. And that's fine. And look, I'm not like it. This has happened for me before. Spider-Man No Way Home. That was bringing back my childhood Spider-Man. Like I think everyone does have that with some films.
Yeah, mine was Dumb and Dumber 2. Really unfortunate.
I heard it wasn't. I haven't seen it, but I heard it was pretty bad. And people didn't like it. But I think that look, like this is very much a film for people who love Spinal Tap. Like they love the original, Spinal Tap film, and I'm not. It's not that I think it's a bad film. I just don't. I don't have any real connection to it as a film. But it's fine. I give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'd give it. I thought it was okay. Like, it's a good legacy sequel. I don't really have much on it. Obviously, the Rob Reiner stuff adds a bit of a somberness to the film. But, yeah.
Also, I just want to quickly add, it is under 90 minutes. It's like 80-something minutes long, which...
Oh, yeah, which is, like, so good.
Because films are just too long nowadays. As we always say. Then after that was One Battle After Another, which again, Harry was telling me before we were recording that he did not see this one.
It's a few, yeah.
Which I'm interested... Because I don't know. I mean, do you have any real opinions on Paul Thomas Anderson as a filmmaker? Are you
Not really. Relatively neutral on sort of his work.
Have you seen many of his films, or?
Yeah, I've seen Have
you seen Boogie Nights?
There Will Be Blood. I've seen.
Oh yeah.
I have seen Boogie Nights, and then haven't really seen much outside of those two.
I mean, those are two of his most well-known, beloved films in his catalog. So, but yeah, I have seen this film twice, which I don't really do because this film is 2 hours 40 minutes long.
Yeah, so you spend 4 hours. Yeah, so you spend 5 hours and 20 minutes with this film.
Yeah, I think part of why I felt like I should rewatch it was when I saw it the first time. I saw it at the cinema. There was some. Seeing films in the cinema is it's great because it's the best place to see a film, but it's also the worst because people just ruin it and just. Yeah, there were two kids. When I say kids, these are probably teenage kids. They were in the front row. They had popcorn that they were throwing around. They were kicking each other in their seats. They were just acting like idiots. So I walked out. I had to go to the bathroom anyway. So I was just fuck it. I'll just grab a staff member anyway. I'm like, hey, can you come deal with this? And she did, and they left. And it did really put a sour experience on it because I was trying to watch this movie and I just didn't start to focus. But I did rewatch it because and there was something about it that made me want to go back and watch it, which I don't really get with films that often. So I was like, okay, it clearly had something that makes me want to revisit it because I don't know how you are about this, but once I see a film, I don't need to see that film for years. Once I've seen it, and I'm not.
Yeah, I think there are a few. I've rewatched my favorite comedy and animated films a lot, but that's because you can, I think, with those.
I think with comedy,
like,
animation,
depending on the animation. Like I haven't watched Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, for like in a bit over a year, year or two since it came out, basically. And I do think that is a great film that I would probably, but it's easier for me to rewatch Monsters Inc. Because like it's easier for me to rewatch, Step Brothers or one of these comedies that are just a little bit more like you're meant to just sit down and chuck them on and watch them with your friends and have a laugh. Like it's not. Whereas I think something like Puss in Boots 2, for example, has like a bit more. It's not really something you sit down and watch with your friends. You sort of like. It's like a solo film, and I think those are the different ones. When it's a solo film that you experience, I think I very rarely will rewatch that, or at least for like long periods of time. But I think, when it comes to even cheap horror and stuff, like you can chuck that on. Not cheap. Yeah. Cheap's not the right word, but like simple,
low budget.
Like, not even low budget, but just like because some of these are high budget, but things just like simple, popular, like. And paced really well. Pacing is such an important part of like the rewatchability.
I mean, that's the thing in general is pacing matters, and like if I'm complaining about a film being too long, it's more often than not down to the pacing and how good or bad the pacing.
Because there are 3-hour films that I've sat through in uncomfortable ass chairs just so I could watch them in original film, compared to like that feel shorter than a 1 hour, an hour 45 of just slog.
Yeah, no, I completely get that, and like one battle after another, it doesn't really feel its length. Like it does go by pretty quickly. I was watching, I'm like, man, I feel like I'm very deep in this movie already, and I checked, I'm like nearly halfway through, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty good, which I think is down to the pacing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably talk about it for the Oscars because it'll be an Oscars film. But yeah, I mean, needless to say, I really liked it. I thought it was very good. Yeah, one battle after another, like fantastic performances. Leo, look, I know like everyone makes fun of Leo now, and look, Leo's a weird fucking guy. Okay, I'm not gonna pretend he is.
He's definitely not like as hot as you'd think he would have grown up to be.
Nah, he's sort of he's doed out a bit, and he doesn't quite have the good looks anymore. And he keeps dating like 20-something-year-olds.
Yeah, but it's an ode to his acting chops because he's still so dynamic without having to be hot.
Yeah, look, he's a very weird man, but he's still a phenomenal actor. Like I don't sorry, but he just is a very good actor.
You can see how much training or like advice he's gotten from the older class of De Niro and stuff. Where they're like, you need to like age into an old man. Don't try to become this and like still be a great actor. Like he is part of that classic class, I'd say now. Like you can watch a film with Leo in it, and it'll be good.
Yeah, he's always going to give you a good performance, if not like a great performance. Sean Penn is in it, which I think I don't like Sean Penn as like a person. He seems like he's a bit of a dick. But he's a great actor, giving a great, like, one of maybe my favorite comedic performance of the year. Like, he's really fucking funny in it. This film has the phrase "semen demon" in it, and I think that's maybe the biggest laugh I got out of any film I saw this year. Like, I thought that was so fucking funny, and I thought that was really funny. Chase Infinity, who's a relative newcomer to the industry. Like, this is her first feature film. And she is fantastic in it. Like, genuinely, I was like, I don't know who this actor is, And I'm like, no one knows who she is because she hasn't done anything. I think she was in like one TV show before she did this, and she's fantastic in this. That Tiana Taylor does a lot with not much screen time. Benicio del Toro, he's always a pleasure to see him turning up. It's like it is really good. I do suggest you watch it because it is a very good film. And it's very very relevant now to modern American politics, which it kind of wasn't before it came out.
Yeah.
Or like before it was made. Well, while it was being made, rather, because I think they were filming, like making it before this, before this current administration.
Yeah.
It's I mean, great score, like some of the best scenes of the entire year for me. I really, really like it, but I will be talking about it in an Oscars episode because it is most certainly going to be nominated there. So I'll save my thoughts for that then. But I give it a very solid 8 out of 10, and it's probably my third favorite Paul Thomas Anderson film.
Hey, that's quite good.
So that's pretty good. Of 10 films, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Moving on. Another one I don't think we'll have. Actually, this one and the next one I don't think we'll have much to say on. The Smashing Machine.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Like, good on The Rock for having a bit of dynamic, like, chops about you. I don't think this is his Oscar moment. I do think he was great though. Like, I really loved sort of. You can't really go wrong with these sort of like biopic. Like
these biopics, they're really showing off the actors like acting.
Yeah.
It's really like 9 times out of 10 they're just a showcase for an actor.
Yeah.
Like they did the Queen biopic and Rami Malek is very much a Rami Malek showcase, of his acting.
Elton John and Taron Egerton.
Showing off Taron. Which, I mean, to be fair, Taron Egerton was great in that, and that was a very good film.
Yeah.
But biopics are very much, most of the time, feel like we're just showing off this actor. I'm going to give them all these great scenes. You could see all the acting. I think The Rock. I think we said when we talked about. I think it would have been Pain and Gain we were talking about to tie into this. That The Rock does have talent.
Yeah.
It's just he very much slid into he's kind of just playing himself and doing the same thing in basically everything he's ever done for the last 10 years.
He really took like the sort of Arnie angle of action film. Like,
yeah.
And I understand this is sort of supposed to be his moment, but like, I don't know.
And I think that, like, look, this is a very solid performance from him here. Like, I do want him to do more, like, acting like this, because I think he can do it. Like, he just needs to be in the right role, I think. And because this is a very vulnerable role. Like, the sort of the thing with his character is, like, he's this guy who sort of, he loses for the first time and doesn't really know how to handle it, how to deal with it, which, I mean, is arguably what The Rock's film career has been like. He doesn't
lose. He only gets box office hits, unless he Black Adam. But like,
and like, even in like his own films, he can never lose fights in films. Like, that fucking stupid rule that I think him and like Vin Diesel, maybe Jason Statham had, where they had to always come out on top in a fight or something, which is very bizarre.
Egos.
But I think, it's like that's. I think, like, I do like this, and I hope he does more serious things. Although, from what I understand, the next thing he's doing is Jumanji 3, which I can't say I'm that excited for.
Yeah, I'm not on the edge of my on my.
Because it kind of just feels like, he's just gonna go back to doing what he was doing before.
Yeah.
Although he is going to be in the next Martin Scorsese film. Martin Scorsese's doing like a Hawaii set, like, gangster film, and I believe The Rock is in that.
That's quite
which is like, I mean, yeah, he's going for big prestige filmmakers.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's absolutely trying to like broaden his. In a similar vein, I think a lot of it is coming off like a lot of actors as well. Typically want to be taken seriously eventually at some point. The Rock typically hasn't, but like a lot of the attention has been directed towards Batista and John Cena, and obviously comparisons are going to be made.
Yeah.
But like, I think this is reactionary from him. This is like, no, I can act as well. Like, I'm not just the. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to see because I always thought a lot of The Rock's best work was within the WWE. Like, not just on stage, but yeah, his like ability to cut a promo.
Yeah, I think that I think The Rock, he really fits in the WWE. I think his stuff is like The Final Boss. I thought was great. Like and I think I'm looking forward to him doing, you know, more sort of serious dramatic films because I think he has the ability to do it. I think he's just because he got into I mean, he was the biggest star in the world for a good few years. Like all his films were doing insane box office.
Yeah.
He was getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Like, and at a certain point, it's kind of like, well, I mean, maybe you don't have to do that as much work in that case because it's like you're guaranteed box office results and you're already getting paid however much money, like. So I get it to a degree, but I do like. I mean, I'm very fascinated to see what they do with this Scorsese film because it's him, Emily Blunt, and Leonardo DiCaprio, which is, I mean, Leo makes sense because he's in like everything Scorsese's made for the past like decade plus. But I'm interested to see what The Rock does with that because I think, I guess it also depends on the character as well, I guess. But I mean, I give this a sturdy 7.
Yeah, I agree.
Directed by Benny Safdie of the Safdie brothers, who have split apart. They're doing their own solo project, so we'll have to see. I haven't seen Marty Supreme yet, which is the other brush at Josh Safdie's film.
Was it Benny Safdie who also did Happy Gilmore 2?
Yeah, he's like the bad guy in that. He's like the guy who goes, he's like opposite to Adam Sandler in that. Then after that, I think this next one we can get through pretty succinctly and quickly. Tron Ares.
This is a movie.
I mean, neither of us was massively big on Tron or Tron Legacy. We thought they were fine, but you did kind of have to like grow up. Like they're very much films you need like a nostalgia for.
Yeah.
I mean, the only real thing I have to say about this one is that Jared Leto is in it, and he is fucking awful. Like he's such a
it's Jared Leto.
It's just like I don't understand why studios are so intent on putting him in films because people just don't like Jared Leto. It's
quite a vocal thing as well. Like people are very like vocal about their disdain for him.
Yeah, and I mean he's awful. He's really awful in I think very much every film I've seen him in. He's terrible. I can't remember this film really. I didn't think I really retained much of it. Like even the music, which was done by Nine Inch Nails, so it should have been like great. I cannot remember any of the music from it. I thought that like the only real positive I can remember is that the visual effects were really good actually.
Yeah, I thought it looked great, to be fair. But like done like as a like its storyline and everything is so just like to be honest, I couldn't even tell you what the main motivation is.
I don't remember anything about the film. So I mean, do we need to say anything else, or do we just want to move on? Because
I think we just move on. I remember thinking it was incredibly draggy, though. I remember thinking
it's like 2 hours long, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. But it felt like 4.
I mean, I give it a 4 out of 10.
I'd also give it a 4 out of 10. Like, if I literally can't remember the film, but it also wasn't significantly bad enough for me to remember bad things about it, besides the fact that it sort of dragged, then it's like a 4. It's like a 4.
Then there is Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
Yeah. Well, what were your thoughts on this one, William?
I really liked it. It was one of my most anticipated films of the year. I think it might have been my second most anticipated film of the year, actually, maybe third. I went in with very high expectations. I don't particularly care for the book Frankenstein. I don't think it's a particularly well written book. But yeah. I really, really liked it. It's probably it's one of the best Frankenstein films. I think I prefer Bride of Frankenstein, but this is probably the second best Frankenstein for me. I thought it was really, really great.
Yeah, I thought Jacob Elordi was great in the film. Like, which he recently to me has felt like an actor that seems like quite pushed. Like,
I
thought he was
like. Honestly, if I didn't know any better, it took me. I was like, I know it's Jacob Elordi, but it really.
Yeah, but that's a good thing because
it doesn't look. Yeah, no, that is a good thing. And I am interested to see what Andrew Garfield's like Frankenstein design was, because they apparently had like a completely different one planned, and then they had to start from scratch again because Andrew Garfield couldn't do it. So I'm interested to see what that would have looked like. I thought Oscar Isaac was great. I thought he was very, very good in it.
I thought it was really solid. Like, for someone myself who doesn't really have a distinct interest in Frankenstein, I thought it was really solid. Like, especially considering some of the Frankenstein films that we've gotten in the past.
That De Niro one.
The De Niro one.
Yeah. No, I did you see this one in the cinema or?
No, I watched it afterwards.
I mean, I made a point of seeing this in the cinema because fuck Netflix, am I right? It looked great, like the visuals, like the production and the costuming and the makeup and everything. It all just like it looked great. It really looked fantastic, and I was very, very impressed with it. Like, all the cast were fantastic. There was no real like weak link in the performances. There's some really great sort of emotional moments. There's like the blind man stuff, which I thought was a nice touch. I'll probably talk about this at the Oscars because I think it'll be a film nominated there. But it is just like, this is kind of what films can be. And I think seeing it in the cinema itself was very good. I think that definitely helped to add to the experience, because I don't know if I'd feel the same just watching it on a laptop at home. But yeah, I really, really liked it. It was one of my most anticipated films of the year, and I was very, very pleasantly surprised with how I was very, very pleased with how it turned out.
Yeah, I thought, like, watching it at home, I'm sure if I went to the cinema, it probably would have added to the experience a bit. I thought it was just very solid. Like, I really didn't catch too many faults with it at all. I thought the pacing worked well. Like, I enjoyed it. I watched it on the big TV in my room, and I just sort of at the end of my bed, and I was like, yeah, it was good. Like, very, very decent, solid watch. A really good entry, like, for the year. But yeah, like, I didn't. I wasn't blown away, but I also, again, that might be just like a personal thing of like not having a general interest in that sort of genre specifically. Anyway, that sort of monsters, like, something that we spoke about when we were doing the Frankenstein app, how I wasn't so huge on the sort of monsters trope.
Yeah.
But I still thought that it worked quite well.
Yeah.
It was really solid.
Yeah. I give it a very solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah. I give it a really strong 7. I think I mean, again, that might be just my personal rating. I do think that it is a great film. Like, it works super well. But yeah, 7 for me.
Man, I feel like we've been recording for fucking ages, and we've still got like 7 films to talk about.
Yeah, we're gonna start flying through.
All right, Predator: Badlands. I feel like I didn't give this the best chance I could have, because I went into this having just seen a re-release of Back to the Future, which is like a perfect film. So I was very tired and almost falling asleep when I was watching this. So I can't I will revisit the film because I feel like that's not the best headspace to be in. Yeah. But I mean, I did like it. I still thought it was good. I just didn't particularly love it that much. I
just thought it was like an okay. Again, like, we're talking about entries into franchises this year a lot. I thought it was okay. Like, I just thought, like, I've seen a lot worse Predator movies, but I've also seen a lot better.
God, yeah, there's worse Predator movies, but there's better Predator movies.
This one just honestly feels like one you could probably get away with missing, but you might as, like, I don't know.
Look, if you're gonna watch it, like, it is worth watching for Elle Fanning.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I feel like I really can't say like that much on it, just because like I don't think I went into the right headspace when I saw it.
I don't really have much to say on it, to be honest.
I mean, I think it looks like the visuals and everything are great. When it's doing the actual action stuff, I was really happy with that. Like, the action sequences are really great. It's just I don't really care about the expansion of like the lore. Like,
I don't really care about Predator. Yeah,
it's like it's like this. I think the thing with the Xenomorph and Alien is there's a lot more you can take from it.
Yeah,
like, I feel like Predator as a franchise, as much as I like it, and I consider myself a relatively big fan. I don't know if there's anything deeper. Like, I think Alien has a lot. It's a lot deeper as a franchise. It's a lot more dense. You can take a lot more from it.
I really think they've sort of mined most of what they could ever get out of Predator. Like that well's run dry a bit. I'm starting to think.
Also, maybe it's just because I was tired, but I did think Predator Badlands was like a bit long.
Yeah,
for what it was.
Like I think keyword pacing. I thought it was just sort of like drag. It just dragged, and
it's under 2 hours though, so that's very strange. But I did.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just found that it went on a bit long.
Yeah, no, I had that same feeling. I was a bit sort of in the world of like, it could probably be, just a bit quicker.
Yeah.
A bit smoother.
Yeah, and they also very much toned down the violence. Well, rather, they didn't tone down the violence. It wasn't humans they were killing. It was just tons of robots, which I don't necessarily mind, but I don't know. It doesn't completely feel like Predator to a point, but that's like...
Yeah, I think the idea is that because, humans typically think we're the top of the food chain, right? So it's like having a predator. Like an advanced species, because we don't have a predator, you know what I mean? So, like, I think that was the...
But, yeah, I mean, I give it a sturdy 7. Like, I still think it's, like, a good film, and I could definitely see myself appreciating it on a rewatch.
Yeah, I relatively enjoyed it. Like, besides its sort of glaring pacing issues, I thought that it was still like a good catch. For me, it's about a 6.
Then The Running Man. Edgar. Now, I say this as someone who absolutely loves Edgar Wright. I'd probably put him
adore him
there in maybe my top 10 directors just ever. I think he's fantastic. Cornetto trilogy, great. I really like Scott Pilgrim, Baby Driver, Last Night in Soho. I like them all. This is a contender for his worst film, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. It really just doesn't feel like him, does it?
I think A Fistful of Fingers is worse, but that's a student film, so it's like
it's got a charm. It's also got a charm.
I honestly, if I didn't know any better, I wouldn't know this is an Edgar Wright film. Honestly, it really did not.
It just
didn't have like his style. It didn't have the sauce that Edgar Wright brings to his films. It was just like, and I read the book, and I like the book. I think the book is good. I just like, it just didn't do anything for me. I was just sat there and I'm like, yeah, it goes by, and I didn't have a real problem watching it.
Yeah.
But it's also just kind of like, I don't know what's happened, honestly. I don't know and I think the problem with Edgar Wright, honestly, is he needs to be with Simon Pegg writing a film again. I think that's the problem, is they need to make a film together again. They need to get together and write a script together, because I think that's the thing that's really letting this down.
I think a lot of his strong suits are comedy as well.
Yeah, this really didn't feel like a comedy, and when they tried to put comedy into it, it didn't work. Because it really feels like, I'm just looking at the review I wrote on Letterboxd for it. I said, it doesn't feel like Edgar Wright fits, like, as a director, or writer. Like, it doesn't feel like this is a film that, like, he should, like, he just, it doesn't feel like he fits. And it, like, I said, there's a lot of opportunity for satire, and, really commenting on society, but it's not, like, really biting enough. It's really pulling its punches. And so it kind of just feels, as I say here, half-assed as a result. And it is, it's struggling between tones, whether it wants to be like a fun action film or like a biting satire with like something to say.
Which typically is what Edgar Wright like leans to, is that more like satirical.
Yeah, like I'm absolutely fine with him just making like a fun action film, but I don't know.
I think a lot of this feels like it was just like studio pressure, like wanting.
And
it is like an IP.
And I will say they had to. I don't know if you're aware of the original book ending, but they had to change that.
Yeah.
Do you know what the original ending was?
No.
Okay. Well, basically, to very simply put it out there, Ben Richards, the main character, he flies a plane into a really tall tower.
Oh well, yeah.
So he 9/11's the bad guy. And they basically said,
I mean, it's a foolproof plan.
Yeah, and I mean that's literally how the book ends. Is he flies the plane into like the main building, like he kamikazes, and that's the ending of the book. And I'm like, I understand why they couldn't do that with the film, because 9/11. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe it's because I'm not American, but I mean, it wouldn't have bothered me if that was the ending. But I mean,
it doesn't always have to be about 9/11. I know, obviously, it's like one of the biggest things that's ever happened, and it's a huge deal. And I'm not like trying to undercut it, but like it doesn't. Like not every shooting is a Port Arthur massacre. Like we've seen like plane heist films time and time again.
Yeah, I think again we're not American, so maybe we can look at it.
It's a lot easier from us.
It's a lot easier for us to not disassociate, but to be like, well, we don't really see. Like we could see how it can be interpreted as that, but it wouldn't register as like, oh, that's a problem to us because we don't really. But I understand. I can fully believe the studio was like, okay, we can't have this as the ending, guys. We need to fucking change this.
Yeah, of course, because there are just people out there that will draw those conclusions because they can.
Yeah, they'll get upset. But yeah, I mean, I give it a 7, which is, I think that makes this like my second one of my worst Edgar Wright films.
Yeah, I only thought it was about a 7, to be honest. I really like. I think it's good. I do have like a little bit to say on Glenn Powell. I just think like I'm fucking over it. Hey,
I don't think he's a particular. I don't think he. First of all, I don't think he fits this role.
I think he's very flat.
I don't think he's. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's a particularly good actor. Honestly, I've never seen something been. He doesn't have that movie star charisma that like helps him get away with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, very disappointing. Honestly, I was very disappointed in it. I expect better from Edgar Wright. Then next up, I haven't seen this one, so I can't talk about it. But Now You See Me 3, Now You See Me, Now You Don't, Now You 3 Me, Now You See 3.
Now you don't watch this film. No, it's like I'm not going to spend any more time on it. No, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Just strictly because it is just Now You See Me 3. It is a Now You See Me film. Just buy the fucking book. It hits every beat you need a Now You See Me film to hit.
Is it that different from the other two, or is it basically just doing the same thing?
It's basically the same thing. There's like a valuable item or object that would be super controversial if they stole it, and they make a plan to steal it, and then they bring in some new younger horsemen. Like,
I did start watching it. I just couldn't get through it in time.
It's okay.
Like, and again, it's just this thing of like they're doing like actual magic instead of like, you know, illusions, which is like it just feels very
they actually like physically morph into someone's body
or they do those like things where they like throw up like a towel and like disappear behind it, but there's no like
no way that they could actually like they were actually fucking
there's a bit
they were actually in fucking Guatemala the whole time and they get a live video
there is that bit I saw when I like the part I got up to. It's like there's this big fight sequence and like Jesse Eisenberg, he throws up like a sheet or something and he disappears and then it falls down and Dave Franco's there and I'm like, see, that just doesn't make any sense because that's like actual magic. And
it's also just kind of like stupid, but like in such a fun way. Like they're still very easy films to watch in a weird way because you're just like you know, like it's kind of like just Dave Franco, Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, like all just like, you know, Isla Fisher, all just sort of like doing their own thing, and a lot of it's like the chemistry between them, and I think it works relatively. And I just think it's like it's fun, but there's always some weird tie-in to the Horsemen or something, and I'm just like,
and I think they are working on a fourth one, which I think they talked about, but. Yeah, I mean, do you want to? Do you want to put a rating on it so we can move on to the last couple films?
It's like a 6. I'd still watch it. Like it's kind of fun. It's a lot of fun, but it's nothing great. Like if
So then, Wicked for Good. I believe you said you hadn't seen this one. I mean, did you see Wicked the first one?
No. No, I'm not familiar with. I know the live theater, like I know the live production. But I have not seen the film.
I mean, honestly, for me, this film is basically like indistinguishable from the first one in terms of quality. Like, I really don't think it's that different. Like, I don't think it's a huge downgrade from the first one. Which is, I feel like, very controversial because a lot of people didn't care for it, but I personally thought it was basically the same. Like, just in terms of like quality, you know, some of the performances I do think were a bit worse this time around, and I don't really know why or where that came from. I think that I do think Ariana Grande is giving a very good performance. I think she's very good in it. I don't, to be honest, the story of Wicked, I can't say I'm like particularly engaged by. Because it's just that thing of like, oh, another like villain who's actually, you know,
what if they've got depth and they're actually a good guy? And it's
like, okay. It's just like cool, but I have like, it's not, you're not adding anything new to this.
Yeah.
Which I feel like if you're gonna do that kind of story, you kind of need to do that. Yeah, I give it a 6. I think it was very watchable. It is also considerably shorter than the first film was 2 hours 40 minutes, and I like at a certain point I really start to feel that runtime. I didn't feel the runtime here because I think it's like 2 hours 15 maybe, so it's not like
it's cut basically half an hour out of the film.
Yeah, which is good because it makes it more palatable to watch. Then after that, Zootopia 2.
Yeah, I thought this was incredibly solid, like a very, very solid entry into the.
I went if it came out, got very, very good reviews, sort of immediately. I was like, okay. I really, I thought it was great. I think it's probably the best thing Disney's done
since Zootopia.
Maybe since I was probably going to say since Moana.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, since Moana, probably. Yeah.
So that's 2016. So that's a decade, nearly.
I thought Zootopia 1 was solid too. Like I thought, it's kind of hard to mess it up. I thought, and I even thought like a lot of the motivations and stuff were quite like. It didn't. Yeah, it was just like really solid follow up to the first.
No, one. It was really good. I was really happy with it.
They're great buddy cop films.
It's a really great buddy cop film. It justified itself as a sequel. Like it was exploring very similar things in places, but it also, like colonialism and how they were sort of, one of the big plot points is there's, these people that, the reptiles that used to live here, and then they sort of got rid of them. Yeah. Well, not got rid of them, but like
forced them out.
Yeah, which I thought was very
through the media as well, like through swaying public opinion, which I thought was a really good. Which is so weird because it's coming from Disney.
Like, yeah, it is. It is a very odd choice. It feels. It's like how when we talked about Barbie, and you said it was hard for you to really like
care with the message because it was just
get with it because company. Of like, because it was coming from. Well, Mattel, but Warner Brothers as well. Which I totally like.
Preaching because they know they would sell more Barbies.
Which I totally get. And there's very much questions about the politics of Barbie and whether they're like. No, I totally get that. I mean, I really, really liked this film. I thought, as to be expected from Disney, beautiful animation. My boy Jason Bateman, and like he's just very, very good in this role. I really like him. Jason Bateman. Jennifer Goodwin is again very great. They still have really good chemistry together. They really work off each other really well. I mean, in general, I thought you had of Lonely Island fame, Andy Samberg.
Yeah. Who is just obnoxious in everything that he's in.
Yeah, it's and the thing with it is I like Andy Samberg. I think he's very talented. It's something about his voice. It's just a little irritating, and I don't understand why or how that is. And I'm saying this as a fan of Andy Samberg. I think he's
just very Island. It's just very dude, bro. Like it works for certain things, like the Lonely Island.
It also probably is because it's like it's like a very annoying American accent,
Yeah.
Ke Huy Quan is in it, because he's having a real moment. Also, I just gotta say, I did not know. I completely forgot Patrick Warburton was in this.
Oh yeah. He's always a good one to hear when you hear
it. I was just sat in the cinema and I'd forgotten he was in it, and then his character he speaks, and I cannot express to you how big of a smile I got on my face.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite voice actors ever.
I just love him. He's just got such a. I was watching some I watched through the Family Guy Star Wars like specials they did.
Which is I genuinely believe the best iteration of Star Wars. It's better than Star Wars. That is my personal opinion.
I mean, it's really funny, yeah. And for the first two, I was like, is Patrick Warburton not in them? And then he's Jabba the Hutt in Return of the Jedi, and I was like,
yeah, he's okay, also like a droid in one of them, and he makes sandwiches in the other. Like,
yeah, he's not like a big part of them. He certainly didn't stand out to me. But then yeah, bruh. Yeah, he's great.
Vader.
Like he's just got one of the best voices, just in general. Like honestly, like he's got a great voice.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So yeah, I cannot express how big the smile on my face was when I heard his voice for the first time. I was so excited he was there.
Yeah, it's definitely good. Like, it's just good to hear. You're like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
It's just like even if it's like not gonna be good, his voice that's just gonna make it better because he's I thought it was look, it's a bit predictable. Although I will say I did not call the twist villain. I was actually kind of surprised by the twist villain in this. I didn't see that coming.
They always do a twist villain, but yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like usually they're a bit more predictable than this. Like I genuinely was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. I was like, oh, he's the
yeah, which I thought
it fits though because Andy Samberg's character spoilers. But you know the Andy Samberg, his like performance, like he just has that obnoxious voice where it's like, oh yeah, no, he does kind of work as like a villain. Like he does work in that role. I genuinely I was really surprised by this. I enjoyed this considerably more than I was expecting. Like I went in with not low expectations. I didn't go in with high expectations though. But it was very, very good. I give it a very solid 8 out of 10. I really, really liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same. It's a really solid 8 out of 10 for me. I think that I mean, to be honest, what I was expecting was just like I was hoping for just a good, solid, like Zootopia sequel, and it was that. It was just
no, that's kind of just what I expected. I was expecting like a 7 out of 10, but yeah, an 8 out of 10. I was pretty pleased with that. I was very happy with that because I know like it's because I know Disney can do it. That's the thing. So I was very happy with it. Now we're down to our last two films. Wake Up Dead Man, A Knives Out Mystery.
Yeah, I'd heard a lot of really good things. I caught it quite like late on in when it was coming out.
On Netflix, yeah.
Yeah, so like it was alright. Like it was solid. I cannot get past the fucking hair they put on him. It is so bad.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one quite a bit. I will also say I think it is the worst one.
Yeah.
I think the second one. I mean, I think we both agreed the second one was our favorite one.
Yeah, maybe? Glass Onion. Yeah,
Glass Onion was great. This one felt very standard in what it was doing. It didn't feel like it was really like doing a whole lot with the genre and sort of being a bit like it felt so convoluted, but never in a way that was like satisfying when the reveal came.
Yeah, like the stuff with the tomb and the and it just felt like it was trying to add depth.
Yeah, it felt so. Yeah, it was so convoluted, and it would just like Glass Onion. Glass Onion is not a convoluted film, and that's kind of the point of that film. It's meant to be like you're meant to think it's this like really convoluted thing, when in reality it's not. Like it's an idiot who thinks he's so smart. And that's just funny to me. Like, I know that's going to annoy people, but I just think that's funny. Like,
and I think it really works for.
I found it also. I didn't find this one like massively funny. I was really like, I didn't think the cast were particularly. I mean, I said before I saw it, I thought it was like this is probably the worst cast, just in terms of like actors I like and don't like. I don't think Jeremy Renner is particularly good, and having him be like very involved in it, I didn't like that, but I kind of predicted he would be because the killers have been Avengers in the previous films.
Yeah.
Um, I thought Josh Brolin was actually pretty solid in it. I think he's a very solid, dependable actor.
Yeah. I do think whenever you're playing with like religious context, though, it's just so like it can either it's really hit or miss. Like,
yeah, I think for me is because I'm not a religious person. No disrespect to anyone who is, by the way. Like, if you are, that's great. I personally don't, but that's like fine. I'm never gonna say you can't believe or you shouldn't believe because that's just a dick move. I think that for me is I think religion is a fascinating topic of discussion.
Yeah.
Like I think it's a really interesting idea to explore, and I think films like it's a very interesting thing to look at and explore and discuss because there's a lot to discuss about religion. The good and the bad.
Did this film really do like in my opinion, this film didn't really do that. It kind of just used the church as like a cool setting. So like, especially when he was like unveiling the entire thing like up on the stage towards the end, I was like, this almost feels like the main reason. This shot feels like a core reason as to why they just said it. Really, like the religious ties add nothing but like.
Yeah,
I think like it's not really a huge focus on the film, like confessing sin and all that. Yeah, but it just seems more like a thematic thing and less like something that actually drives the narrative.
Yeah, the one joke that really did get a laugh out of me was when I don't remember the character's name, but she's the one in the wheelchair. Yeah. And she's talking to Josh O'Connor's character. And I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was just really funny. It was like she was talking about how like, oh, she doesn't take, I don't know if it was like she stopped taking like medicine or something, or like to help her with her walking or whatever, and that she's using. I thought like religion or whatever. I was like, oh, that's actually a pretty good joke, and that's really gonna upset some people too. I feel like I was like, this is gonna bother some people, but it's funny, and I don't care because I don't know. There weren't any moments that really stood out to me as like, oh, that's a great joke. Whereas like, that's really, really funny.
Not even a great joke, but even just like a great use of criticizing some of the.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe that's not the point. Is it's not meant to be like massive. Yeah. I don't know. I just didn't. But I kind of feel like it doesn't really. Or when like it do much like with what it tried to be funny in places, and I didn't think they were that funny.
Yeah.
I do. Also, the Andrew Scott character, who I think is the author in it.
Yeah.
Andrew Scott, he's Irish, and I don't think he was meant to be Irish, but his accent just kept slipping, and he like every time he would yell, he would become like more and more Irish when he was yelling, and I'm like, nah, you can't really just let him be Irish. Who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to me.
Like, why would you take an Irish actor and try and make them American? I really hate when films. It's like when they put Colin Farrell in a movie and they have him do like an American accent. I'm like, why would you do that? You're nerfing his power.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But I did really like it. I still think Daniel Craig is fantastic in this role.
Oh, he always is. Like it's
and he's clearly having a ton of fun with this. Like it took me a bit to get used to the hair and like
I never got used to it. I sat through the entire film and I was like it actively annoyed me. It just looks so bad.
I will say I don't think he rocks the facial hair that well. I think he should have just gone clean shaven because I don't think the facial hair worked for him. It felt way too convoluted for its own good, which I was talking to some people recently and they said that of the second one, which I don't really get. I never found
the second one the whole point of it is it's supposed to seem convoluted, and
and then it's actually just a very simple.
The whole point is that don't read into it because this guy clearly isn't, and the reason he's getting away with it is because everyone else is reading into it too much.
Yeah, and that's why it's funny. Because it's just like he's just an idiot, but everyone thinks he's smart, and I like that. I like that they're just like, nah, fuck you. It's just an idiot.
I wonder who that could be a commentary on. But anyway,
yeah, and Rian Johnson subverting expectations, as we all know he did with Star Wars, and
yeah.
But I mean, look, I give it maybe look. It could maybe go down on a rewatch, but I give it an 8. Like, I still really enjoyed it. I still had a good time watching it. It's just like, it didn't do much for me.
Yeah, we have really sung its flaws, and that's because we hold it to a standard of like.
Yeah, I have a That's the thing. I went in with very decently high expectations after how much I really loved the first two. Yeah, it's still like a good film. I still enjoy it. I still think there's a lot of good stuff in it. It's just a case of like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like when I go into like, I'm trying to think of something I hold in, like Edgar Wright. Like when we talked about Running Man just earlier, I go in with very high expectations for an Edgar Wright film or a David Fincher film, or there's certain filmmakers I go in with a decent expectation. I expect like
almost
at least
to extend James Gunn,
exactly. You go into a certain filmmaker with an expectation, and when they don't meet the expectation, I might still really enjoy it, but I'll sound more negative on it. But I mean, I give it an 8 out of 10, but that's not as strong of an 8 as like the other two were.
Yeah. Mine is a 7 out of 10. I do still think that it was quite good, and quite entertaining. Thought it was paced relatively well. I just think that some of the things that they didn't quite utilize that the other films did was like social commentary, especially within their context. But they've also picked a very tricky context to do that in without getting everyone mad at you. So
and it just felt like they
even though it is warranted and full of like potential critique. But like, and that like annoyed me because it felt like a waste. It felt like then why said it that way.
It could have, I think they could have, like, there was enough in here, whereas like this could have been my favorite one. Like there was a lot that I was like, this could end up being my favorite one, but it wasn't. But it's still good. Like it's still a solid 8 out of 10. I still did really enjoy it. And we move on to the final film of the review of the year, Avatar 3, Avatar Fire and Ash. I don't think I have much to say on this one. I assume you did see it.
I did. I did, and actually, I watched it because our cinema finally got built.
Which I do want to say, I think it has just crossed the $1 billion mark.
That's a shame.
It is a shame. But I mean, reviews aren't very. It's got like a 66% on Rotten Tomatoes, so
I like this time of year though. Like I like that time of year when an Avatar movie comes out and then everyone gets into the same conversation of like all the Avatar critics saying this and then all the Avatar fans saying this and like how can people actually? And it's so divisive. There's very very few.
Yeah, films, it's really weird how
like,
oddly divisive.
Love it or hate it.
It's weird how divisive these films are when they don't really say anything.
Yeah, they don't do anything, and then you tell people that, and they're like, "Okay, well, I actually think it's really good." And I'm like, "Name one character."
Yeah,
like
and it's like, look, everyone is entitled to like what they like. Okay, like, look, I'm not going to say you can't like this film. But, like, can you justify... Like, look, if someone likes something that I don't like, or they dislike something I like, I want to have that conversation. I want to be like, okay, why do you like it? And then the problem comes when they can't really justify it and say, oh, I just like it because that's not it's not a fucking argument, Harry, and it really irritates me.
I hate it. I hate the argument of because and I'm like,
I hate, like, it's like when I say I don't like a film and they're like, oh, you just don't get it, and it's like, no,
No, I do get it. You don't get it.
That's not an argument. You fucking idiot. Like, that just really annoys me, though, because that immediately makes it so, like, okay, there's, like, okay.
Well, you're not going to
have this conversation. And it's like, I want to have the conversation, like, and the problem with it is, like, it's just people, like, I try and have that conversation with people, and then they say, oh, there's no point in having it because you won't change your mind. And I'm like, that's not the fucking point of having the...
It's about understanding
conversation. Yeah, like, how can you, like... People change and grow because they hear different points of view. Like, and I want to know why you like something I don't like. And I want to know why you dislike something I like. You know, I want to have that conversation because
I want to hear
maybe I'll gain a new appreciation. Maybe you will make me see something I didn't see before. You know, like, it's worth having those conversations. It's just that Avatar fanboys don't have that conversation, and it's just like,
it's also incredibly weird to me how big of a how big of a sound everyone makes about this film, but how little, like, it is so loud for saying nothing, but also it doesn't like
it's just so, like, it is so
obnoxious that the noise around these films is so obnoxious, and they have zero culture impact in the world at all. No one talks about them literally a month after.
I don't think I've met a person in real life who has seen this film.
Yeah, I've met a lot, but that's only because everyone in my town has to go to.
Yeah, no, look, I know someone who has seen it, but I saw it with him, so that doesn't count. Yeah. It's just like, I don't understand who's seen these movies, and God, I mean, this is the worst Avatar film, by the way. To get into the film properly, this is the worst Avatar film. It's so
longest.
It's so long. It's 3 hours, 17 minutes, I think, which is that's too long for a movie. When there's no plot. The characters don't change. There's that's it. There's no character arcs. Every character is exactly the same from beginning to end. Or they do have, like, changes. They do have arcs, but they don't feel justified.
Nothing really happens.
They just change arbitrarily because James Cameron wrote that in the script. And he's like, oh man, we gotta have like, the writing is really terrible. It's really badly written. There's no plot. It just bothers the shit out of me. The human,
can't
like,
justify
it can't justify the runtime. The human, like, feral child with the dreadlocks, which, by the way, can I just say, maybe this is just me, but I feel a little bit uncomfortable seeing a white person with dreadlocks. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I live near Nimbin. Like, I went to school in Nimbin, so you'd see it almost exclusively because they're all hippies. There's mostly white people with dreadlocks, and you just sort of like there's a certain smell that comes along with them.
I feel a little bit weird when I see it, and I don't know why, because I don't think I should. It just feels off for some reason.
It's like a white person with cornrows. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. The film is 3 hours, and I was actually really starting to fall asleep at a certain point. I was
I actually split it up over 2 days. And even I watched probably the first 2 hours, and then I watched the last hour like a day later. And
it's so long. I was so bored, and although I've seen a lot of people simping for the new, like, Lady Avatar, who's like the evil one, because for some reason people are really into, like, women that want to hurt them. Which she's apparently played by Charlie Chaplin's granddaughter.
Good for her.
Yeah. Well, which, to be fair, she was probably the best performance in it. She, like, was actually pretty decent in it. So
yeah.
But
she just did a lot of slapstick comedy in the middle of it.
Yeah. Look, the biggest praise I can give this is, like, visually, the effects are great.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's Avatar. That's the whole point.
Yeah, they are a VFX reel rather than a story.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's kind of the problem. It's more a vehicle for visuals rather than plot. And that unfortunately means I'm probably not going to like it as much because I prefer a film to have a bit of a plot. Because why the fuck else why should I care? You know, like that's just my thing. As I'm like, it doesn't even need to be a particularly complex or unique plot. Just give it a narrative that I can get invested in. You know, that's fine.
Fuck it, make it a rom-com, make it a buddy cop, make it a something. Give it depth, give it context. Don't just give it like, here's the latest vlog of what your new blue guys are up to. It's like, oh fuck. It honestly like is so void of any depth.
And look, it's not saying anything, which is the problem. Yeah. Like it you know, there can be an argument, is it a white savior film? That is an argument that could be made that isn't completely unjustified.
Yeah, but not all films need to say something. But if they're not saying something, then you have to justify.
No, but it just needs to be enjoyable. Then, if you're not going to have like something to say, that's like fine.
Some of my favorite films don't say anything like commentary wise on like the political state, but they're enjoyable to watch and they don't last that long.
I mean, Back to the Future, great film. Doesn't really have like anything like really to. It does kind of have. Back to the Future
2 does.
Yeah, I mean, Back to the Future 1 kind of does have something to say, but it's not like a political thing. It's just like, oh, look at
it's more an individual thing. Yeah.
Look at like how like, oh, your parents might have been as when they were in school. You know, like it's not like a deep political thing, but there is sort of like not subtext, but
it's a human.
But
thing.
Avatar just thing. But like, Avatar doesn't have that. It's I mean, I don't remember much of this film. I saw it like a couple weeks ago, and I don't remember anything.
Yeah, it's been.
I give it a 6.
Yeah, it's like a 4 for me.
Yeah, and that is I mean, I have my top 10 films of the year here. If you want me to quickly just run through those.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, number 10, 28 Years Later.
Okay, it's quite low.
It is quite low, but I did see a lot of things. I saw like over 100 films from 2025, so
Yeah.
Number 9, Weapons. I don't know if you saw that.
No, but I knew of it. Like,
it's really good. I really, really liked it. It is quite an unnerving horror film, so maybe you wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
Number 8, Superman. That could very much go up on a rewatch, and I do have half of mine to rewatch it. Number 7, Wake Up Dead Man.
Oh, so higher than Superman.
It is higher than Superman. I think I'd have to rewatch Superman because I think it's probably higher. But I did like it. One Battle After Another, number 6. Very, very, very solid. Number 5, Jay Kelly.
Okay.
Don't know if you've seen that.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, are you aware of it? Like, do you know what it is?
Yeah.
I really liked it. I think George Clooney is a really great actor. He's a really great movie star is the thing as well, actually. He's a really great movie star. And Adam Sandler doing like proper, like not comedy acting, taking a role seriously. Really solid. Number 4, Begonia, New Yorgos Lanthimos.
Yeah.
Some of the best acting of the year from Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons. Number 3, Frankenstein. Number 2, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Really, really solid. Did you see that one?
No, but I've actually heard like very rave things.
It's great. Rose Byrne gives an outstanding performance in it. Conan O'Brien has like a really solid supporting performance. Even A$AP Rocky is pretty solid in it. And then number 1, my favorite film of the year, No Other Choice. Which another really, really great film. I imagine you haven't seen it either because I don't think it's come out here properly.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know what it is? Have you heard it? Like, have you heard of it? Or
no, actually, I haven't. That's something that for number 1 as well.
Yeah, it's really great. It's a South Korean film. It's really fun. Like, it's really funny, like surprisingly so. Like, it's a slapstick comedy in places, which I didn't expect going in. Basically the plot is it's this guy and he wants to get this job, but there's like all these other people who are more like qualified. So his plan is, oh, what I should just kill them, and then I can get the job. So like that's basically the plot of the film. Like it's a great premise, and yeah, it's really funny. And I would suggest seeing it because it is really really great. But I think that's a wrap up on 2025, and now it's 2026. I mean, anything you're looking forward to coming out this year, Harry? Film wise?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've got I've got my 10 most anticipated films of the year. If you don't mind me quickly running through those. I will say there is no Spider-Man or Avengers in this list, so sorry. Sorry in advance. There's just a lot of things coming out I'm looking forward to this year, Harry. There's a lot coming out. But I am looking forward to that. Well, not so sure about Avengers, but I'm looking forward to Spider-Man. Avengers, I just need a full proper trailer for Avengers before I really know what to make of it. Anyway, number 10, Smile 3. Bit of an odd one. I don't think many people would say it, but I'm really looking forward to that. Number 9, Send Help, the new Sam Raimi film.
Yep.
So that's pretty much why it's on this list, because it's Sam Raimi, and Sam Raimi's great. Number 8, Shaun the Sheep, The Beast of Mossy Bottom. I like the Shaun the Sheep movies a lot, actually. I think they're really, really good. So, and it's a new one, so I'm looking forward to that. Number 7, Wild Horse 9, the new Martin McDonagh film of In Bruges and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Number 6, 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. Really looking forward to that. It'll be out in like 2 weeks, so great. Number 5, Coyote versus Acme, which I'm so happy is actually coming out now and Warner Brothers is like sold to a different company to release, because it looked good from the behind the scenes stuff I saw. Number 4, Evil Dead Burn, new Evil Dead. Not much to say there. Number 3, Cry to Heaven, the new Tom Ford film, which I haven't seen much from, but I love his previous 2 films, so this one should hopefully be great. Number 2, now 1 and 2 don't have release dates, but I'm assuming they're coming out this year. So number 2 is Whitney Springs, the new Trey Parker, Matt Stone, Kendrick Lamar film they're making. It was supposed to come out in March, but it has been removed from the schedule. But I think it is still planned to come out in 2026.
Okay.
But I mean, it's Trey Parker and Matt Stone and Kendrick Lamar. That's pretty much enough. And number 1, this one is the least likely to come out this year, but I don't care. Community, the movie.
Oh yeah, 6 seasons of the movie.
They haven't filmed it yet, but I did read something. There's like something that like keeps track of like productions, and the Community movie is scheduled to start shooting June 1st.
Yeah.
So that is enough for me to think it can come out this year. Because I cannot imagine it will take long to shoot or edit, so they can get it out by the end of the year if that date holds true. So, look, I will not be surprised if it doesn't come out this year. Like, I won't really be that surprised. But if they're going to film it June 1st, or start filming June 1st, it can come out this year. So, that's my hopium. No Spider-Man on the list. Spider-Man I thought would have been like on the list, maybe like number 10 or so, but there's just too much I'm looking forward to.
There's a lot of media.
No Avengers, Doomsday, but I can't bring myself to be that excited for Avengers. I want to be too, but I just can't bring myself to it. The new Robert Eggers film, Werewolf. Would have any other year probably would have made my top 10, but there's just too much good stuff coming out. Supergirl, the trailer came out for that. That looks good. Looking forward to that. Clayface, I'm really interested in seeing what they do with that, because it's going to be like this body horror film. And I'm like, yes, give me that. That's pretty much it. Do you have any sort of final things you want to say, Harry, or are you pretty much?
Yeah, no, mostly just keen for media coming in the new year. Things like the new season of Invincible.
Final season of The Boys coming out.
Yeah, we've got the Grand Theft Auto 6 potentially.
Look,
maybe. Probably not.
Genuinely, I don't believe that game is real. Like, believe me, I will play it and I will get it when it comes out.
I know exactly what you mean.
I want to play it because it's been so long. It has been so long. And I guarantee it will be the biggest game ever. Like, it will sell insanely well opening day. Like, so many people are going to call in sick to work to play that game when it comes out.
Oh, yeah. I'm taking
leave. I will absolutely play it when it comes out. It was supposed to come out in May, was it? Was May like the most they've delayed it to November, but I swear it was meant to be May. Well, no, it was meant to come out 2025, wasn't it?
I think so, at the very end of the year.
Yeah. In May 2025, the game was delayed to 26th of May. And now it's been delayed to November 19th, 2026.
We'll see. If it comes out.
If it comes out, I will absolutely be playing it. And I am looking forward to the game, okay? I'm really, really looking forward to it. Also, new Resident Evil game coming out this year, which I'm really excited for. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you, Harry, for joining me. This has been such a fucking long record. We've been recording for like 2.5 hours now. But I hope you have enjoyed listening. Yeah, very long, but that's what happens. We have lots of films to talk about. So thank you, Harry, for joining me for this week.
Again, thank you for having me.
Thank you all for listening. I hope you've enjoyed. And I will see you in the next one in 2026. Goodbye.